Howdy Shop Warrior. We've got the Craftsman 5-tier heavy-duty plastic shelf here. I'm going to show you how to set it up, all the little tips and tricks to get this thing together, show you some of the features. Alright, let's get into it. Once you get everything taken apart inside of all the shelves are your legs and all your different connectors and end caps and feet, and then of course your instructions. So this gives you an idea of the basic overview of how you put all this together, starting with your feet, shelf, poles, repeat, and then your caps at the top. And then it does have a bracket here that you can mount this, put around one of the poles and connect it to the wall, which is a great feature. And there's one of the other unique features about this is that you can connect two shelves together. See if we can. We'll point that out once we get the thing assembled, but essentially when you look at the edge here, there's these spots where you can slide a piece into this, and if you had another shelf connected next to it, it would slide into both of these pieces and lock them in place. So pretty cool little feature. Alright, let's get this thing assembled. The first thing that I'm doing here is disconnecting all the pieces from this piece of plastic. So they've got all of the caps and feet and connector pieces all attached to this plastic piece. You can see with this one, I've already taken them all off. I just want to point out a couple things about it. One is that it's kind of a pain. It's a little annoying to disconnect all these. So you can see like this is where this piece was connected. So a couple different options on how to do this. One is you can take like this piece and twist it, or twist this part, and it can come off. You can also use a razor blade to cut it off. You can also take it and bend it back and forth. Kind of different pieces, different methods work better on each one. But either way, I would definitely recommend having a razor blade too, even if you get it twisted off, using this to kind of clean it up, because when you disconnect it, there can be little bits kind of sticking off there. You can see that the razor blade is good for shaving off. So I just discovered a really fast way of doing this, much faster than the first set of these things that I took off. So you'll see that everything is attached to this plastic piece. So what I found works really well is to just take off this whole piece first, because you can basically bend it like that back and forth and disconnect all of these pieces from that. Then once you have that done, then you can twist or bend each one of these, and it's much easier because some of these they'll be connected to this and to this. So when you have multiple points, it's a little more difficult to twist. So if you just take off this whole thing first, then you can work each individual piece off. So the trick there is just starting with this, bend this back and forth, and almost all these will snap off, and this will come off in one piece, and then work these off individually. I've got all the pieces taken apart finally. It definitely took a few minutes to get all these done, but here are the feet. And a really cool feature of this is it comes with this, it's almost like a giant nut that screws onto the feet, which makes the height adjustable so you can make sure to get this shelving level. Pretty cool feature. These are the little connectors that, I'll go over here and show you, slide into here, and then when you have a shelf next to it, it locks the next one into it. It's a really cool feature. This is the bracket that goes around one of the poles, so you can tie it to or screw it into the wall, make it secure, and here are the caps that go at the top. So we're going to start the assembly process. I've got one of the shelves, and all the shelves seem the same. There's no front, back, left, right, top or bottom shelf. They're all the same, so the orientation doesn't matter, you know, which one's on the front or which one's at the top. So I just picked one of the shelves, flipped it upside down, and we're going to start by putting our feet into it. Whoop. Hard to do one-handed. And then, or impossible to do one-handed. All right, so the whole thing's flipped upside down here. Slide your feet in, and then take this guy and simply screw it on. It's like a big giant nut. And let's see here. go. Takes a little finagling, but a really cool feature that you can actually level the shelf. Alright, so we're just going to repeat this for all 4, and then we'll flip it over and start adding our poles and then the next shelves. So I've got all 4 feet on. I'll just show you there. And what I did was, you can screw this, so you'll notice it, like here's the end of that, the first piece. I think a good place to start with it is to screw it all the way down to where this piece is flat and level with the inner piece, and then if you need to adjust it once you have it, you can. But I think that's probably the most stable, safe place to start, is with this screwed almost all the way in to where this is flush. With the first shelf flipped over, feet on the bottom, I've now grabbed my first pole, and you're going to put the end that has this part on it, you're going to put that one into the hole and down. So that part goes down, and then the top part looks like this, and you just shove it down. If you need to, you can grab a little hammer. I would suggest something like, grab a hammer or mallet like this. This is good for beating on the plastic to get it down in there if you need to. With all 4 poles in, now grab the next shelf, make sure I've got it faced up the right way, and I just set it on. And then the next thing you can do is just I would just get each corner barely on. And you can see like this one's a little off, so I'm gonna kind of finagle it a bit, push it in just a little bit. I would just work each 4 corners, don't push it down all the way, just get it barely in. And then once you've got all 4 of them barely on, then push it all the way in. So I've got that one barely on. Okay, they're all on. Now I'm gonna push it down all the way to secure it. All right, now we're just gonna repeat that process, add more poles, add more shelves, push it down all the way, and then we'll almost be done. Okay, we've got all 5 shelves assembled. So just repeating, adding in the poles, adding in the shelf, going all the way up. Now the final piece here are these end caps, which we simply stick into the top up here. We can hammer those down if we need to. And then if you're securing multiple shelves together, you can slide those in here. And then if you're going to be mounting it to the wall, you would just put this around, say, the back one, and put it around like that, and then screw a couple of good screws into a stud, preferably. Assembly was really pretty easy on this, not too bad, I didn't think. The only trick was kind of getting these in there. Sometimes I had to kind of shimmy them or twist them a little bit to work them down in there. But that was about the most difficult part of the assembly. Taking all the little pieces off that plastic thing, that was probably the most time-consuming part, really, of the whole thing. But overall, I thought it was pretty easy to assemble. The only tool you might need is a rubber mallet to kind of bang these pieces down, but really the fit and finish was so nice that I really didn't have any problems once I kind of jiggled it a little bit, got it in the hole the right way. It wasn't too bad. I've got another video doing a review on this, talking about all the pros and cons, and then I've got a video showing how this compares to 5 other shelves if you want to check that out. So I'll put links to those videos if you want to check that out, see how this compares to the others. Alright, thanks for watching.